No, the microphone.
Whatever makes you happy.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I want to welcome all of you here to help me celebrate, believe it or not, my 90th birthday. I also would like to thank my wonderful children for hosting this beautiful party. How lucky am I to have had all of you in my life for so many years. I have been so blessed to have had a wonderful marriage, wonderful children, incredible grandchildren, and a very special great-grandchild. But so far, there'll be more coming. I want you all to be aware that we are saving the guest list today. So on my 100th birthday, you will all be invited, and you better be here.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Alice, you just stay here a second, please.
Sure.
On our program, we're going to have the children who would like to speak going to speak. And then we're going to have our luncheon, and when we return for our dessert, anybody that would like to speak at that time, we'd welcome you and we'd love to hear from you. So, Alice.
Tell them about the cards too.
Oh, there are cards on the table. If you'd like to write a special little note for Al, it would be appreciated. Okay, Alice, I want you to do me a favor, please.
Yes.
I'd like you to sit here, please.
Okay.
It's your birthday. Being as I'm the eldest of all the children, I get to go first. And the nice thing is that I don't have to worry about anything that anybody else is going to say because I get to say it first. So, Alice,
Yes.
I want to say to you, I think everybody here knows how wonderful, charming you are, how talented you are in everything you do. But my speech or my discussion with you is somewhat personal, and it's a learning experience. You know, everybody goes through life, and there are special things that you learn from your parents. There are also certain things that you were taught along the way. So my discussion with you is, I'd like to share that with you. I'm going to go back to the beginning because that's where it started. When Dana and I were dating, after about 4 or 5 months, Dana came to me and she said, basically, I'd like to talk to you. Well, any man that's been dating a woman does not want to hear, can we have a talk? But I felt fairly comfortable because it was only like 6 months into this deal. And I said, what would you like to discuss? And she said, I'd like you to meet my parents. This is an opening remark that you could live with. It seems reasonable at the time. So we invited Maury and Alice to come to the Bellage Hotel for dinner. They walked in and we were waiting for them in the lobby. And I looked up and Maury was dressed like unbelievable. I mean, only how Maury could be dressed. The shoes, the pants, the socks, the everything you could think. He looked like a prince. Standing next to him was my future mother-in-law. They looked like Mr. and Mrs. Prince. She was beautiful, she was dressed the way she should be, and I'm excited because I think this is okay at this point. Dana goes over to her dad, takes his arm, and starts to walk him into the dinner table, which I thought was appropriate. I go up to Al and I grab her hand, as meeting her there, walking her down to the dinner table. I look at her, she looks at me, and the first thing she says is, you better never do anything to hurt my daughter. This was an opening remark that I wasn't truly expecting, but it came out. At that point, we went to dinner. We sat there, we had a lovely conversation like most people do. And within the conversation comes up, who are you? And I explained to her who I am. I'm dating your daughter. I'm divorced. I have 3 wonderful children, and I live in here presently at the hotel. She says, are you gonna live at the hotel forever? I said, no, I think once we can get to a point where we can understand what our life is gonna be, I will make arrangements what's best for my children and the rest of our family. She understood that, and we had a lovely, lovely dinner, and everything went smooth. It was an elegant dinner, it was served beautifully, and I learned one thing about my mother-in-law right from the beginning. A tray of desserts comes out that you could, unbelievable. And Alice says, would you have vanilla ice cream with hot fudge sauce? Because this is her trademark dessert. So of course, we did that. The next morning, I called Dana and I said, you know, Dana, honey, what do you think? How did we do? I mean, I'm a little concerned here. And Dana said, they think you're perfect. I said, they think I'm how can I be perfect? Divorced, kids, they think that you're perfect. This was the beginning of the lessons that I have learned from you, sweetheart. Just the beginning. The lessons are that this woman, no matter unconditionally, loves her family and she loves her children. They can do no wrong. Sometimes it's very frustrating because I understand 99% of the world might think it's incorrect. Alice will only understand the 1%. They're perfect. This is what I've learned and that Dana and I have tried to carry on to our children. After that, we started living together for about 1.5 years. And about every couple of weeks I'd get one of these from my wife, who is a filter. She's just a filter. Mom said, your pants are too long, you should have them shortened by 2 inches. Okay, that was nice. The next excursion we had was, you know, the black shoes probably would have been better for him than the brown shoes. She's always out there. The haircut, the shoes, the dress, and I know you always mean well, sweetheart. And I also know that you're a real pain in the ass with that stuff. But it's okay. But I also must tell you that many of the criticisms that you've ever given us are from your heart, and we understand it. You only want what's absolutely best for your children. And I also want you to know that you've always been there for Dana and myself. When we got married, you took our family, you took our kids, you've included our grandchildren. They're part of your life. And for that, you've taught me that. I truly, deeply appreciate that. And I would like you to know that on your 90th birthday, which is very special today, Dana and I want to thank you for everything that you've given us. And on behalf of the two of us, I can never speak for my wife because when I usually do, before I get the first sentence, she finishes it for me. But I think at this point, it's okay to speak for her. We love you dearly. You're very special to us, honey. It's a very special occasion. And I want, speaking for Dana and myself, that everything that you've given us over all these years, we are totally prepared, available, and willing to give back to you, hopefully as long as you live in good health. Have a happy birthday. We love you. And Dana will be the next speaker, please.
You know, Mom, I've always felt tremendous love that you have shown me through the years. I only hope you truly understand my love for you is exactly the same. There are many great life lessons that you have taught me. Through your grace, your class, your love, style, charm, your flair, your chicness, and your elegance. And most of all, the beauty you bestow is inside and out. You've always made me so proud to be your daughter. You've always been there for me and Bruce and our entire family. A true devotion we will always cherish. Mom, one of the great life lessons you have ever taught me, you said, Dana, sometimes you have to do things you don't really want to do, but you should do them because it's the proper thing to do. I want you to know that this is the way I've tried to live my life. Even though sometimes you say things that drive me crazy, I know what you say and do is because you want the best for me, and it always comes from your heart. On your 90th birthday, you need to know that, in my opinion, one of life's greatest gifts is to have an incredible bond between a mother and daughter. I am completely satisfied that the two of us have met and more than exceeded this special bond. Mom, happy 90th birthday. I love you.
Thank you, sweetheart. I think in the order, Annie Laura's next.
Oh, Auntie.
I'm still having nightmares about my mom's 50th birthday because Beverly brought in strippers, so a little more tame this time. I want to welcome everyone here to celebrate my mom's 90th. She's an incredible woman. She's lived an exceptional life filled with love, family, and amazing friends. Although she's had her share of sadness from being separated from her father at a very young age, to losing a child and then her husband, my mom has always been a beacon of strength. Her luck turned around when our neighbor introduced her to Maury and never let her forget that she should have used it for herself. She should have kept Dad. Dana wouldn't have been happy. Maury stepped in and became the best father, husband, and the love of her life. Fred and I gained a sister and a little brother. Mom, you opened your heart and created this beautiful family and loved us all equally. None of us ever felt any different from you or Dad. Our home was the Brady Bunch at the best. Although there was challenges along the way, there was so much love and stability in our home. You always opened it up to our friends, especially ones who ran away and needed refuge. Hi, Jeff. You are a loving mother, mother-in-law, grandmother, Gigi, and friend. Sometimes a little opinionated, but always with truth and love from your heart. Mom, you and Dad had such a beautiful life together. I didn't think there was a day that he didn't tell you how much he loved you and how beautiful you were. Every time I saw him, he would say, "Did I tell you how much I love your mom?" You are blessed. 4 children, 6 grandchildren, one Mosey. Happy birthday, Mom. You are our queen, and we love you.
And our last scheduled speaker is my very favorite, youngest. What can I tell you? He's Ricky, he's the baby of the family.
So Mom, stand up for a sec. I want you to look around slowly, okay? These are all people that mean so much to you in your life. And they've been here for such a long time along your side. Look at all the friends and the community that you've created. The family, everybody, cousins, and everyone that's here that adores you because you're beautiful. You are lovely. Sit down. Now again, I just want you to take that in. And I want to talk to you because you came into my life at a really important stage in my life, and I was, so young, and you 8 years old, and you provided a love for me, an embrace, security, caring that was so deep that it was so transformative and so what I needed at that point in my life, and that I've needed and adored and appreciated all through my life to right now. I just love you so. It's so deep, it's so precious, and so filling. I think Lori said as well, it's like there's like no difference. One of the great things about you is that I took a poll, and every great-grandchild, that's one, knows he's the most loved great-grandchild. And then all of the grandchildren, there's only, like they said, who would you vote as the most loved grandchildren? There's only one vote by each grandchild for themselves. And it's the way you are. You're filled with love, and it's really deep, and it's really palpable, it's really caring, it's really connected. And what you show is that the more love you have in your heart, there's more love that exists. It's just never ending well. And so, I love you so deeply. I'm so grateful for you. I know, and I love the time that we share on like the Zoom Shabbats and all of that, and you know, you've had such a great life. And as Lori said, I think it's important to say that there's, you know, you didn't have always the easiest life, but something in you created love, and you know, so much love, and you know, I don't know if it's genetic or not. When we met Tia Patricia down in you know, down in Buenos Aires, like she has your eyes, and she's also filled with the same like love of spirit, and you know, she hasn't had the easiest life either. So I don't know what it is about you, but I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so grateful that you are who you are. Happy 90th.
Okay, everybody, what we're gonna do next is, if anybody else would like to add something, we're gonna have our lunch, and then after lunch, we're gonna have a little birthday cake for Alice. And anybody that would like to participate, say something, we'd love to hear from you then. But we have a lot of people, and we don't want to exactly flood everything over there.
Loves ribs. My dad, when we wanted Chinese food, he made it, right? So yes, it was my refugee when I ran away. My mother calls up Alice and says, "Why are you letting Jeff stay there?" And she goes, "Where's he gonna go? He has to stay here." And anyway, it was just, and the house was crazy. Living with Fred up until he met Stacy, it was always action. I mean, that house was an amazing time. And now that you're, you know, turning 90, it's a great inspiration for all of us. Just that, hey man, life has been amazing, and you help make it. Obviously, when Barb goes to the hairdresser and sees you there, it's always just puts a big smile on her face, and it's just you're amazing. So anyway, just want to tell you I love you, and your love is spread to so many people.
If anybody else, I'd like to hear from whoever. Esther, would you like to step up a second, honey? While Esther's walking up, I think we're still looking for one earring.
No,
No?
we found it.
Oh, forget that I mentioned the earring, we have found it.
Don't even. Alice, I love you and wish you the very best. You've heard people today, young and old, younger, all pay tribute to you. You've brought so much love and warmth to a community. I have to say, with my children and my grandchildren, you've always been warm and kind, always asking how they are. I love the story that Nikki told about the blanket. And I have to tell you, Nikki, I was with her twice when she was looking for the trim, and it had to be exactly like the original blanket. She says, because he loves it so much. And that's just Alice. She gives from her heart, she does from her heart, and I would say everyone here, but Clement and I love you from our heart. Happy birthday, honey.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to chime in? I would love to hear from anybody. I don't see any other hands, so on behalf of all of us, Alice, have a very beautiful.
We got Gina and Amanda.
Oh, I didn't see their hand go up.
And Michael.
And Michael too, come on.
You know, it's not that you guys are short, but I didn't see their hands.
I wrote a song.
I'm not good at speeches. But what can we say about Grandma Alice? You're the best thing to ever happen to us. The countless memories, like I can't even list them all. Sleeping over every Friday, just like being everywhere all the time, picking us up from school, taking us to Panda Express and Coffee Bean and Cold Stone, all in the same day. You're just the greatest. We love you so much, and we're so lucky to have you as our grandma. Me too.
Can always count on you to remind me where my jacket is. Where my jacket is.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys, and before you leave, before the three of you leave, I want to tell you, if you want to give Grandma an incredible gift, all of you and the rest of the grandchildren, she's looking for more great-grandchildren. That would be a beautiful gift. Anybody else I'd like to hear from, please? If not,
My
let's...
mom wants to say something.
Barb, you want me to bring it?
Come on, you said
You want me to bring it to you, honey? You okay?
I sometimes think it's like enough of us, but you have enriched my family's life from the time that I was a little girl until obviously I'm a grandmother myself. And you have absolutely been one of my role models, one of my inspirations. We've truly shared a life together. And from being a little girl, when you would give me suggestions about all the things with like everybody else, you know, my nose could a little more refined. You know, it wouldn't hurt if, you know, you blew dry your hair. I mean, all of that, you know, well said, but all the way through with my, I mean, from my getting engaged to my getting my next dude ever. She was always involved in all the lovely, beautiful things that I've been able to experience in my life. And my mother is a wonderful, spectacular woman. And there was always respect for you, because whatever she didn't bring to the table, she knew you were going to help bring that to the table and appreciated it. And you have always been in my corner. You've always loved me. I mean, obviously I'm not your daughter, but you've always made me feel like I'm part of you. I am part of you. And my children have felt that. And it's something that it's almost not seen anymore. You know, this continuum, this thread that goes through families that, like somebody else said, the community of love, and you created that. You created a community of love. And everybody here understands how that feels, and you've definitely given that to me. And it's something in my life that I treasure, and I will always cherish and respect and aspire to be. So, thank you so much.
Ruthie, you want to come on up? You come on up and tell us what's on your mind, Ruthie.
I'm ready. I'm waiting for you.
Come here, sweetheart. Come over here.
What can I say? I'm your oldest friend in age and in many years. 59 years. We're friends. We're more than friends. We're sisters from another mother. You're like my best sister ever. You and Maury were in our lives always. Maury and you, when Herbie passed, took care of me. You were always there for me, both of you. And now you're always still there for me. I have no words to tell you how much I love you. From here to the moon and back. You're in my heart forever. And I am so grateful that we're both still here. And hopefully we'll be here for a long more time. But you can't leave me, and I cannot leave you alone.
And I think Beverly raised her hand. You want to come up, Beverly? You can come up without your lipstick. It's okay. I thought you raised your hand. Yeah.
Oh my God, what a beautiful cake.
Here, honey. You stay right there.
Stay right here, okay. Alice, is this on?
Yes.
Okay.
Alice, we've been friends for a long, long time. And I won't go into all of the things that we've done together and been where we've been together and all the Tuesdays at the Mart. I won't go into that. However, more recently, I get a call from you, usually say Monday or Sunday night. Are we playing cards Tuesday? And I say, yes, we're playing cards. I have forgotten everything. How am I going to play cards? I have forgotten how to play. It's been 2 weeks. Alice, as soon as you get dealt the first hand, you will remember. Well, I want everyone to know that I don't know if she's a shill or not. And June and Sue can follow me with this. She wins every hand, and she is so hot when she plays cards, and then she calls me back the following Monday, I forgot how to play. So she hasn't forgotten anything. She's as sharp as anyone could be at 90 years old, and I love you to death.
I love you.
Okay, Beverly, your hand was up. Beverly's very shy. She usually doesn't like to speak, but maybe we can convince her today to say a couple of words.
You know, excuse me. Excuse me. Alice, I can't tell you how much I love you. You have no idea. My daughter said to me, she said, Alice is your dearest, best friend. And I said, I know, and I love her like she loves me. We're like sisters. You know, we never had an argument though in our whole relationship, have we? Yeah? And I have to tell you about Alice. I don't know if any of you know, Alice has every problem I've ever had. Alice takes care of the situation. Or she's the maven. I can't tell you. All my jewelry, Alice is the maven of this jewelry. I wouldn't buy jewelry without Alice. She knows if it's a good stone or a bad stone. Right? Am I right? Poor Irving. We drive poor Irving crazy.
Irving Krantz.
I mean, knowing Alice and I as a team, I mean, she's a lot, but I'm together, we're unstoppable. If we don't get a good deal, we can't buy it, right? I mean, that was part of our growing up years. Growing up with no money is different than today's world, where people are more affluent and can afford more. In our days, we had to count our pennies, and we were so happy. Everything we got, we really appreciated. But you took me, and I don't know if you remember, I wanted to buy my house that I'm living in now, and what did I do? You tell them. No. I called Alice. I said, I can't buy this house without Alice. And you and I owned that house before you. John Wayne's house. John Wayne. we walked into the house and the ceilings were very low. And I know that John Wayne was a very tall man. I said, this can't be his house. He would have to walk with his head down.
Right? Meanwhile, we had how honestly buy the house. My husband didn't know I was buying his house. But Alice and I together, we are a team like you can't believe. You need anybody helping you buy anything, jewelry, houses, call us, we're available. Anyway, so we did a closed bid escrow. And that means you come in, you sit in a room, you close the door, Alice and I are inside, and you gotta bid. How do I know what to bid? Well, I really need that house, so I better overbid. And I looked at what my house I thought was worth, and then I figured, okay, it's only once I'm gonna do this, I better overbid. Well, sure enough, if it wasn't for Alice, I would never be in my house today. Is that anything you want to buy, call this. I'm gonna put you in business. The Maven, her name is Alice Maven. And you know what Maven is in Yiddish, right? You know the quality, you know what's good, and you know what's bad. So Alice is where everything I've ever owned, all my jewelry, everything is because of her. Really, truthfully. I want to also tell you that my fun times, when I met Alice and she was on her honeymoon in Las Vegas, her and Maury, and I never dreamed that we would become so close, and we did everything together. We never went anywhere without Alice and Maury. It was where the Sephardics, all of you, Sephardics, you can't leave home without each other, and that's 100 people. So anyways, so the fun times that we have shared in our lives, you made me and RC and Maury and the two of you, the four of us, were a team and you made our lives so beautiful and fun. And I miss Maury. He's truly missed, but I have you. And you're the biggest blessing in my life. God bless. Love you so much. Wish you many, many healthy, happy years. And you better live to 100, because we have another, we've got places to go and things to do. All right, love you.
Thank you, Beverly. I love when other people speak about Alice, because for years I thought I was the only person you criticized and picked on. I'm happy to hear that it was spread across a lot of people. Anybody else would like to say something? We'd love to hear from you. If not, have your dessert, have some coffee, relax. And once again, on behalf of Dan and myself and the rest of the children and the family, we thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for helping us celebrate. It's deeply appreciated. Thank you.